What's up? It's time for a stream. Surprise stream. We are playing some Final Fantasy 14. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because we have plans for tomorrow night with the kids. So thought I'd do a short stream today and maybe even a short stream tomorrow during the day, depending on what time I wake up. Regardless of that, we are going to be streaming now. I've done stuff. I was actually supposed to go to live an hour and a half ago or an hour and 15 minutes ago, but I've spent the last forever working on UI masks because I'm insane. So let's have a look at those in just a second. This is one of those, like, it's one of those, you put a lot of effort into something that may or may not be any kind of worthwhile. But since I personally really like messing around with things, that's what makes these things happen, more or less. It's just the ability to be fun and do creative things. So, without further ado, let's go to the ultra wide. Shusha. So, I cut a whole bunch of stuff and made an ultra wide what's it called? I made a ultra wide mask so that if you're watching on a smaller screen, you can now see my health and my MP down at the bottom, and my hotbars and everything are right there, nice and visible, so that you're seeing what's being cast, what's not being cast, so on and so forth. Does this really matter now? No. Will it matter if I ever get into any kind of competitive rating, which I would super love to do? Yes. And then also, if I target something, you get a nice big old target health bar at the bottom of the game screen, so you can see the name of the target and all that. And you can see it's kind of jibbing out a little. So, and we still have the cutscenes thing so that we can do a cutscene overlay and all that fun junk. All right, so let's just hop right into the story and have some fun playing some Final Fantasy. Oh, and we can there's my chat blocker thingy majigger. All right. That's funny. You kind of get to see the text box at the bottom. It's cut off though. I suppose if I were super smart, I would find a way to make that work, but we're not going to worry about that. All right, so Wuklamont. My journey has just started and already I've met so many wonderful people. Wukiu for one, he's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful of other cultures as he is. And Linuhanu, it warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend through Ihihana and help others do the same. I can't help but feel excited, thinking who else I might meet over the course of the contest. Come on, let's head back to what was it? Jabal Yav T. So we'll just go back to town, right? Yeah. You move so slow before you get all the aether currents and everything. That's rough. I'll probably go. This is something I didn't really think about because I've not like played Final Fantasy seriously in so long, right? I was kind of meandering my way through Endwalker. But I'll probably go hunt down all of the aether currents off stream, because that would be very smart to do. And that way, as we hit quests where we are getting the last aether current from a quest in an area, we'll be able to start flying right away on stream, and it'll speed up this process a little bit. I don't have a preference here. Did I? I did post it. I thought for a moment that I didn't post me going live on Twitter. On the tweets. And I've got more stuff to experiment with this week. The new multi-stream plugin from Atom looks really nice. I haven't watched any videos on it yet. It just looks like it'll be a nice replacement for other stuff. Hold on. I just realized I never pulled up my chat. There we go. Let's close that. And just do a quick test. Strange. Why isn't my chat working? Yeah, all platforms. It's not sending out my my YouTube messages. But I think that's something we already knew was a problem, right? Why isn't this working? It says I'm logged in, but it's not. It's not showing my chats from the YouTube streams. On the latest update of the beta, it's just supposed to work, isn't it? It just worked last time. He closed out of StreamerBot completely. If you're sending any messages at all, I apologize. I won't see them. Please work. Pretty please. Okay. Chat. Going for the Hail Mary. It worked. Cool. All right, it's working. I just had to restart StreamerBot. Cool. All right, guys. Sorry about that. And just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving and march onwards to Urkopacha. Chances are good we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your opportunistic Pelu friend has to say. Complete. Approachable Pelu is awaiting our questions. I've been waiting for what feels like days, eaten enough of Barukivu's tacos to feed an army. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urkopacha, we depart from the Arch of Dawn, then take the road west at the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have a most dependable solution available. Come with me. Cool. I love the music in this new expansion. I know I was talking about it last stream, but truly. Approachable Pelu. We're riding the alpaca. May I introduce you to our most dependable companion, the alpaca. She's not looking too excited. These animals can traverse Urkopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields, and all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Alpacas are native to Yogg-Toroil. Eorzea has its chocobos, and the Eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack of beasts in place which ill suits its qualities where it's not needed anyway? But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't very fond of alpacas. When I was small and being a bit naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. Man. I see. What are they like to ride? Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. We're really doing this then. So was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful, even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good, I'll take my payment now. You want me to pay you? I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelu value the act of spreading joy through trade. As you should know, they take pride in making deals that benefit both parties. Okay. Here you go. A fair price for your fair advice. Yes, I made a trade with the third promise herself. My friends will never believe this. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. I better not get spit on again. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urcopacha, then that's what we'll do. Excuse me. Another one, okay. Haha, they're so cute.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea.
Oh yeah?
Indomitable.
Oh, that's a big mountain.
It arises from Urcopacha, the 100 peaks of time.
Wow. That's pretty.
All the beasts which crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty.
Or so we know.
Flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent. What great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
I'm not convinced. No, we're not gonna fight that thing. It only makes too much sense.
So this is Urcopacha. I've never actually been here before.
Oh. Fair.
The air is so crisp and clear.
Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som-Al.
What is
That
Som-Al?
Warkor Sormor, the tallest mountain in Yogg-Turra.
Warkar
Its
Sorma.
sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But
Nice.
there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Well, the thing is up there, right? The Valley Guardsman or whatever.
Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuk-Lamat, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places.
My nails are looking rough.
But I should introduce myself. I am Bol Nok, a weaver by trade.
Okay.
Well met, Bolnok. We're on our way to Watrunpelo.
Truly, I've just come from there, as it happens.
Okay.
I'd asked the Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Very cool.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
It's a local beverage, all
It's
right.
an Urcopacha specialty, a spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end.
It's funny.
But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels.
Excuse me again.
Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say.
He's an assassin.
Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
That's awesome. Ooh. Man.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu Pelu merchants.
That you would
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliolal. Pelu Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
be. Okay.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna get ripped off the hardest. Let's be honest,
Watching Pelos down
Uklamat.
the path, off the main road. Don't get lost.
It's right there.
Funny. Okay. Just hit Alphino with my car. This is it. Watching Pelo, the home of the Pelu Pelu. Wuklamat should have arrived before us. And there she is. That's not good. You've come all this way for the right of succession? Oh? So this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn servant? But please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate then that I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. And a nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery for our finest lady? That's right. Come, Third Promise, my well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady? I like the sound of that. Of course you do. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. What did we just talk about? Ernville, when did you... Ah, a Shatona from far off Zaktoral. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survived them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. No, thank you. I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the Third Promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. You were saying something about not being easily charmed. I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Wuklamat fall prey to this affable approach time and time again. Your only recourse is clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. Oh, valuable insight into the minds of the Pelu Pelu. Let us take Aaronville's words of caution to heart. complete. Bum, 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 bum. Cool. Lamont's ready to search for the Elector. Not my finest moment, I'll admit, but now that we're here, let's do what we can do to find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Kryl, Alice, and I will speak with the merchants. Wook Lamont, you and Aaronville might try approaching travelers and passerby. Bro, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. You got it. Bam. You know what I'm gonna do? Attune to the crystal. Womp. And it looks like the first person we're talking to is the distillery worker. And then, sure, if they have it. Not anything else. When you come back, can you fill my water? Or bring me up another water bottle, because I finished the one that I brought up earlier. Thanks, honey. Sorry. I just started the stream like half an hour ago. It shouldn't. Did I not press done? I thought I pressed done, but whatever. I spent an hour working on Photoshop still open on that. Look at this the stream. I made overlays. Yeah, I made them big on the bottom. And then you can't see right now, but if I have something targeted, well, I need to be in the game. But if I target something, their life bar is also big on the bottom too. Right there. So that way when there's fights going on, you can see the life. Because like up there on my screen, I can see it. It's the camera. And then I did the same thing for the vertical stream. I made it so that there's a little health bar at the bottom. Yeah, that took me an hour. Yeah, no, it literally took me an hour to get through it because of just having to take screenshots and then having to black everything out. Yeah, I started before 6 o'clock. Yeah, just making things look right. And then my but my OCD kicking in for making this. Where is it? I went all OCD doing the in-betweens. So that's how I got it to where like I was like in here, like going pixel by pixel. Yeah. So, yeah. I spent forever doing that, and then I was like, oh, well, this is great. I'm just gonna minimize this again and close this. So, yeah. Yep, that's what I was doing forever. But I was thinking that maybe I'll do this stream and I'll go a little past 9, not a lot, but a little past 9. And then I was thinking maybe tomorrow during the day, I'll do like 2 hours as well. Just as I want to get through the story. If I find time. If I don't, I'm not going to worry about it. But if I relegate it to just 3 hours every week, I'm not going to finish the Dawntrail story until like the second patch is coming out. Not even the first patch. Like it'll be mid October and I'll just be getting to level 100. So I'm gonna try to speed it up while I can. All right, distillery worker, the Dawn servant selector. I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the rite of succession, I take it. Me, I don't care. I don't much care who sits on the throne so long as they keep Tural peaceful. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I'd say. No thanks. All right, yes, you're asking about that elector business. But being freshly returned from my trading route, I heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobley, could probably tell you more about it. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, this is cool. It's a little, like, pullable, just off the ground balloon. Got stuck on a piece of rock. Impatient order. Electors? Oh yes, I heard all about the rite of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoral Shah. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you you're no supporter of Zoral Shah or his policies. Cool. Thanks for nothing. I could help you, but I won't. Hello there. I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. Should you take a moment to see our prize alpacas before you leave, though? Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close, and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobley, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobley noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Well, wouldn't you know? Probably the person I want to talk to. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobley's the man to talk about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. True. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the Alpaca Ranch is not far from here. I say we pay a visit before the others return? Yeah, before. Not sure that's a smart idea. I'm more positive that you're gonna get spit on by an alpaca than anything. Bum 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 bum. That's a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. Not to say that I'm scared, of course. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobley? Tobley? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobley often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade, though who among us could? Am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. So it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobli a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobli. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Sounds like a good plan. Great, we can meet back here to share our impressions. Mablu? Well, obviously I'm not Tobli. I mean, whoops. I shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out for yourself who Tobli is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. Got it. Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movement slow and deliberate. Okay. Am I Tobli? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise and our entourage. Sharp instinct. Shall we commence the rite of secession then? You think I might be Tobli? Haha. Well, maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. I mean, she said pungent subject, and he was the only one that talked about spitting, which they're all saying smells really bad, which would be pungent. I see we're both done with our interrogations, so who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear you pick. The diligent ranch hand. Was that the first one I spoke to? I thought it would have me point them out. Ah, the walker so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip off the mask of our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. Is it though? I think it is. We know it's you, Tobli, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobli, head ledger of Wachimpello and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of Gulul Jaja's chosen... I didn't see that. Aha, a place featured in the Tuliolal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. She found you out fair and square, Tobli. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawnservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too
Okay.
simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all.
Her brother?
Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobli, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobli. That's part of the test.
You're Tobli.
Well
Without
done.
even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge.
Okay.
Per the Dawnservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. but I think I have a good one.
All right. What must we do?
You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
Awesome. I'm assuming it's going to be a highly convoluted and complicated
While
test.
I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example! This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Oh no.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said. Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
Amazing.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Gross.
Wild
Sounds like
wildlife
getting
this
puked
one
on.
are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Excuse me.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
Okay.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
Yeah, she's furry,
The
man.
task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell.
All right.
And by you,
Meanwhile, he's
I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with their catching.
oh, wow.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge.
Them yawning
And
so much
when
for
you
some
reach the
freezing.
end of the ride, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Guys got a little devious at the end there with that voice drop. He's like,
Very well.
and when it's
This
over,
won't take long.
you will die.
Wait!
Wait,
Didn't I warn you this was easier
didn't I warn you
said
this
than
was
done?
easier said than
There
done?
are preparations,
There are preparations to be made.
factors to consider.
Oh,
A beast is a beast.
beast is a beast.
All yields to strength.
I'm reading it, but I forgot that this is voice acted.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas.
We're just like, aw, poor girl. Sucks that you got
doesn't
spit
mean
on.
I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
I think the point of this test is to demonstrate to us that they're not just another animal.
Are you all right, Orclamart? We thought we heard you scream.
That you did.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Amazing.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
And now she tells them everything we learned. Meow, meow. Bow, bow, bow. Excuse me. I had to go wash away that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff from me? Just to make sure. The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey, I saw that look. Amazing. So far, I'm really enjoying this. Ironville wishes to discuss the feat of gold. As Wuklamat helped demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are warrior people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perchance forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. Ooh, thank you. Oh, I didn't think they would. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in. No. This is my feat to accomplish. It wouldn't feel right having others pay the cost. I'll find the money somehow. In that case, that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and I got confused with Alphanos Million Gil. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Pablo. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Wuklamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, third promise. I don't know why you made me your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly, although, bro, I think you should go with Wuklamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. In that case, you should also hold on to that alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing, but I'll leave the wool with bro anyway. The better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Okay. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. There's Havli. Hello, sir. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. Okay. And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at a day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, third promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my author has changed. Saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zur al-Jah will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Beautiful. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wuklamat. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still, others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you'll have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when Yokhui ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn's servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up the piece of Tuliolal on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you done servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration, so let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. The guy. This guy. Of course, the Weaver. Bolnock was his name, I believe. But he went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to the road where we first met him. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikuvlo's Inn. Most visitors to watch Impello end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Sure. Can I have that basket, bro? Alpaca wool. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Bolnock, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third promise, you wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about? We explain what we are tasked with doing. I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal? Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Toral is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace within the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Bolnock. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, third promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because bro remembered we're a weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading, one which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now, let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, bro, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erenville would never let me hear the end of it. All set? Our next deal is waiting to be found. Okay. Success, you traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. All right, Mablu, what's next? Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Mumblejaw hardly wear anything. Those are probably Landsguard or sellswords. Mumblejaw, who soldier for a living, prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. Okay. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mumblejaw carrying arms can be struck off the list. What about this one? Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here, barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliolal, and I was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu I'm a man who takes pride in his appearance and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho. This would be perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade for one of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. My blade looks sharp, the haft's well made. I'd value at 1 pel in the thousands column. Okay. Oh, from 500 to 1,000, we have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Milpu's mate garden, for one, her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I have met you. So, the mate garden is our next stop? To Milpu's mate garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. Excuse me. These ones will be calm type, right? I love my character so much. Okay, 1,000 pel. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Pum 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 pum. Mook Lamont steals herself for the ride to find your next trading partner. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Maplu has so kindly provided. Ready to go? Let's mount up. Yes! And it's off to the mate fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. He'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. I like how with the mount update, you have a knack for riding no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we probably would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all this way across Toral? Yeah, the whole like leaning in and out is really cool. I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. Wakar Zormar, wasn't that the name? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take a long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yokoi. So, Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession? You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you by the taming saddle, though, then it'd be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. It's cute. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Kaluva's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dunservant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobli took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the Feet of Cold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Wuklamat's way with people and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise and let's get to bargaining. Not going to switch just yet because I feel like it's just going to put us back into a conversation. You have that little axe for me? Thanks. Now, to see what we can get for it. You're Miplu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade, if you're interested. Well, the Third Promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the Razor Edge, is an exceptional tool that will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Miplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand in that case. We'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the Third Promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the Second Promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives. I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have needs of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wuklama. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. Makes sense. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kwano's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Bro and I have a mate together. Or have mate together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Okay. Good. Very good. I keep saying mate, but they're mate trees, aren't they? Like mate, but you drink. My former stepmom used to drink mate. I didn't really think about it until now, like looking at it and realizing we're just harvesting the leaves, and leaves would be used for tea, would they not? Brings back some good memories. All right. You've brought me some leaves then? And over. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Okay. Here, we've brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I'm prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate? Bought at the shop, 1 sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. And then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good hum. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Okay. I didn't zoom in. My bad. I'll zoom in for this part. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Tobly's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobly to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Toral's peace, and becoming Dawn's servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobley held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than to worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? Do we trade our leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kawana and Zoraljoa? I mean, of course I am. I'm Ook Lamont of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Plito. Pum 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 pum. Bling. Upgrade mate leaves. All right. Back down the path. But before we proceed, it is bedtime for the children, so I'm going to be right back. And we're back. All right, Wuklamat. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Aaronville's point. She keeps saying that, and I feel like we're gonna get like blindsided. We're gonna get like completely blindsided with and now we lost the leaves. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. And I can just ETH right back, right? I think I will. I don't feel like walking. It's only 100 gil, so no biggie. Alright. We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobley. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to the people here in the distillery, bro, perhaps Wuklamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Okay. Okay. Kabilja. Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolo. I often come here to buy Gobley's Mezcal, find us in Tyrol according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It'd be nice to have less, potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. That's the same thing the other guy said. Suvli? Gobley might be deft-handed distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of sun perch. There's not much I can say about Gobley, but I can tell you what Gobley's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around agave jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Okay. There they are. So what did you find out? Oh, we can make use of all these tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobley's working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Wuklamat. Up there. You have business with me, sir? Why don't we talk down below so as to not distract the alpaca from his work? Now what's all this about? Keep it brief if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have one on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have pel, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal. Just like that. Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? Do I go in order? I'll just go with that, yeah. Chef's distaste for a strong drink. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, a Hubigo chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for example, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right. Absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with the added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to call the monsters causing them trouble? As I expect you're aware, the rite of secession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes, I must admit. I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared. And first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best for when you walk into Volokshunsa. It would be a shame to miss the chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnok, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliolal. As a supporter of Wukalamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take a full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in agave jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly? I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. All right, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and Bro and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bulnok. The fields you're looking for are just north of Wachenpelo. Be safe. Cool. Let's get Ben out. Since we'll be fighting things, and I could use just a little bit of healing. Cool. It's not far away, so that's nice. Does look, however, like it's a drop. Or no, it's up above. I went the wrong way. No. There we go. Buklamat. That should be Agave Jaws just over there. This will go faster if we split up. Come find me once you're done with your share. Okay. Okie dokie. Sorry, my guy. Sorry, but you're fighting a summoner, and I get to nuke right at the beginning of the rotation. No setup necessary. I'll use Slipstream. I was trying to think of like what button I should use to where I'm not wasting spells. This next one I'll fester. Maybe. I might not have to. Seeing as Titan gets to do their feet in between attacks. There we go. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Ma Blue the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. What's it called? Chabageddon. I thought for a second when I was reading the name, I thought I saw Chaba Chaba, and I was gonna laugh at the idea of that being the enemy's name. Do a little hop down right there. I could have probably walked along the rocks up there had I like timed my jumps correctly. But we're going right here. Ma Blue. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if we could just have the sack of leaves. Here you are. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobbly. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Bulnock as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Ma Blue. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise, but let's not celebrate till we have the saddle in hand. Ma Blue, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Cool. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Now give me the bottle of mezcal before you drop it, Wuklamut. Because that feels like something that could totally happen. Success. You traded for the mezcal. Wuklamut's ready to return to Havli. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it. Thank you. Can you imagine if we dropped it and I'd start a little over again? Luckily, Havli's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. Again, like, very foreboding. This is it. The trade we've been working towards. Of course, we hand it back to her. Still right in one piece. Right. Time to make a deal. Get your tools ready, saddler. We've brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zural Jah, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelu Pelu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle. Third promise. Great. Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so it won't take long. I was wondering if he was going to backtrack or not. Also, we haven't seen what was his name? Babul Jaja, the two-headed one. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time with it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. We did it. The saddle is ours. And to think, we started out with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you're going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, third promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. I'll just sprint over there. All right. Bing, bing. You've acquired the saddle then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. I know. This is something I need to learn. There's music, though. It's intense. Great Sungan gods, I did it. He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit. It's as if he was completely accepting of Wuklamat's touch. That is because of the singular secret with which the saddle has been coated. Singular scent. Alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. You're only now noticing that? Zural Jah, he's back. Having done exactly what he set out to do. That alpaca he's brought, is it me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say golden alpaca lives in solitary existence. Solitary existence deep in the valley where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. Got it. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuklamat. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the golden city, and then Toral can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature, these are what moved the clans to join the founding of Tuliyollal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth have they basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. 'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Gulul Jaja did not elevate the Mamulja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He will unite not only Tuliyollal, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone? He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even Koana. It's like we're not even family. I mean, he probably doesn't see you as family. Wuklamat. I'll ponder Zoraja and his mysteries later. Right now I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle, I've practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Urunkanka is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuklamat off on our hunt. Okay. Yeah, where Zoraja came from. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Interesting. I was trying to look at this thing, so I didn't notice the enemies on the road. North. There's an alpaca right there. There's our quest destination. I can do this. I know I can. Cheer on Wuklamat as she marshals her courage. Yeah. Let's go. Come on, Wuklamot, you can do it.
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I don't need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. Rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
You can do it.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wuklamart is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
You got it, man. Do we have to do the thing? No, we're just waiting.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
I mean, what do you think they're carrying around in the back of theirs?
Gleaner.
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shak Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
Ooh, do we get some background information on Erenville?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt.
Okay.
Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek.
Interesting.
My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Okay.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
I don't think so.
Wait. Do you hear that?
I did it.
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, third promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
Cute. I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely, and the alpaca she named is healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. Level up. Action learned. Necrotize. And enhanced fester. This is just slightly better. Updates fester to necrotize. Fester is 340. Yeah, it's just slightly more damage. Okay. I say slightly. It's 30% more damage. Moblu is minded to rush ahead to the village. Will Clement still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know it will melt away fatigue like that magic, though? Mate tea. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. As Moblu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. No, we won't. Going slow for nothing. Just want to make sure. Hold on. Where's the Aether Compass button? Like, where do you grab it from? I thought it was in this general tab, but I'm not seeing it. That's Aether Currents. And it's not in extras either. And I don't have it down here. I have it on my buttons for what's it called? I have it on my buttons for the for the other thing. Because they got rid of the item, but you just have the skill now, right? It's in your collections menu. Got it. There it is. I don't want to put another taskbar out just for another button. I'll get rid of the fishing log since I barely have to ever use it. Southwest, 120 yalms. It's one of those, like, it feels like this is a spot just like that other area we were in where I should aether compass before we run back to the ranch, because there's probably one here. $113 to the north. So let me do this. So it's going to be like right up here somewhere. Oh, it's on top. Can I jump these rocks? There we go. My brain was just like, you should do it now. There's probably one here. Better off to grab it at the moment than to wait. Should have done it earlier too while I was at the inn, but didn't really think about it. I was going to do a number on the suspension there. Excuse me. All right. Blue. Whoops, wrong button. Come back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Lamont can't be that far behind. Thought you were gonna get it started already, my kid. Alright, here we go. Ooh, that tea is really magical. Feel better already. I see you become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes, there's no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it. Although, couldn't find a shiny one like Sural Jaw did. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They're elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Gulal Jaja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too. So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliolo, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yakui, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came young Gulal Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yakhoi in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Gulal Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Gulal Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu Pelu from the Yokhoi's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. Okay. So was that a few words from Gulal Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants? I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelu Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Gulal Jaja sought to a sure-footed guide for his trek up the highlands, thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades that brought joy to many people in true Pelu Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned your keystone. Five more to go. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I've learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was comfortable around them. I'm thankful for you as well, Wuklamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't so sure I could ever say. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yakui. They once ruled over far more than just Urkopacha and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yogg-Toroil and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yakhoi have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value into delving how the legend originated? We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Bow, 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 bow. Oh, Kyle, I have a question I'd been meaning to ask, and since we're finishing the feat, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yogg-Toroil around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago, right about the time my grandfather made his journey, yet the Dawn servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate it very much. Thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, that's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tuliolol and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dumb Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zoral Jah's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuklamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mobloon. You might be right. Very cool. All right. Talk to Wuklamat real quick. Feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoral Jah and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong or wise, like my brothers, to be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Balyav T with us. The contest has hardly begun. That is correct. Alright, cool. And with that, that would be a good time for us to stop. So I'm going to make it back to the town. And I can probably just do that as I'm ending here. Let's see. Guys, thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're liking what you're seeing. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff that's like throwing me off. And I'm just looking forward to keeping up with the rest of the expansion story. With all that said, it's time for me to go, but I hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys have a good time tomorrow and the day after. And I will see you Thursday for sure. Before then, if we do any more surprise streams for this to get through the campaign. Take care of yourselves.